Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is day 29 of July watercolor month, and today we are painting this moonlit night with a glowing full moon. So grab your supplies and let's get started. For this painting, I am using Uhu watercolor paper. This is a cotton top technology, which means the back of the paper is not cotton. It is made out of bamboo, and I have already taped the edges of the paper, and now I have traced a circle for the moon, and I'm lightly going to just erase that. And after that, I just roughly sketch the tree. Once I'm happy with the sketch, I am going to start with the painting. I am using a very light water consistency of this ochre color, and I'm just going to do a very light wash of color all over the moon. And then I will slowly start adding different shades of oranges, brick red and brown. So I'm not completely covering the moon with all the colors. I'm just dropping them somewhere and just blending them with the other colors to get that moonlit kind of a feeling. We do not have to actually cover the whole of it, otherwise it is going to look very flat. Once that is done, I am going to start damping the paper like the background. So for the background, we are going to use wet on wet technique. So I have already dampened the paper, and now in the areas around the moon, I'm going to drop in a lighter shade of blue. And as I move towards the outer side, I'm going to add darker shades of the blue. One thing to keep in mind is that do not go close to the moon right now because it's still wet. So I kept a little distance from the moon, and then I just covered the outer parts of the background. And then once I feel that moon is a little bit to a semi-dry state, I start adding a layer of light blue color and a little more water near the moon and start blending those colors with the blues outer on the outer side. Once I blend those colors, I'm going to add a little bit of yellow on the outer edge of the moon so that we can blend the yellow and the blue, which kind of makes green somewhere or the other. So this is going to give us a glowing effect. And very important is to use wet on wet technique because that is the main element to achieve this kind of a look. Also, I did drop some more darker values of those brick red and orange to intensify the shadows in the moon. I let everything dry, and after it dries, the background looked really patchy. So I'm going to use a very light wash of just water basically, and just going to smudge and blend all the colors together, just giving a little more smoother look to the whole background. But we are not going inside the moon. While the background is still wet, I'm going to use a very dark Payne's grey mixed with a little bit of brown, and I'm just going to start painting the tree. I want the edges of the tree wherever the background is wet, I want them to little bit blend with the background so as to get a faded effect from the tree. And for the branches as well, I did the same. I want some branches to be very blurred out because afterwards, after it dries up, I'm going to add the darker shades to those branches. So the faded effect is going to look very nice with the background. So I keep on adding more details, and then I switch to a smaller brush to get that very tiny detailed branches. Also, I go to and fro with the darker shades and just add some, contrast within the tree, and leaving some of the areas in the tree light and making some of them very, very dark. I then use a sponge to just use the same colors, paints gray and a little bit of brown, to add the foliage or kind of leaves to the tree. And make sure you do not use a lot of water at this time, because we want that rough, dry kind of patches for the foliage of the tree. And I am now going to adjust the shape of the tree. Also, for a little bit extra detail, I'm going to use a white gouache, and I'm just going to sprinkle that in the background, depicting some tiny little stars. And with this moonlit night sky is complete with that beautiful glowing full moon. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. That means a lot to me. Also, don't forget to enter the giveaway. The details are in the description. Till then, take care. Bye bye.